Hey, in this video, I'd like to continue on my series on success. How you can move from where you are, whatever area you're thinking about, to your next level. My name is Dr. Evelyn Tawiah, and in this video, I want to term it Success Leaves Clues. Success Leaves Clues. And I'm picking it up again from the book that I've been talking about all the time, Jack Canfield, The Success Principles. How to move from where you are now, struggling, broke, poor, maybe, a bit on the, big side for weight. You lack energy, job isn't going great, relationships aren't good. It can be all sorts of things. How you can get out of that situation and achieve the success that you need. Because believe you me, there's people doing just that. Born on the wrong side of a road, very little education, black, poor, ethnic minority, single parent. There's so many people with the background and the difficulties and the challenges that you and I have and encounter, but have done well. Okay, so success leaves clues, and I'm going to start reading. Long ago, I realized that success leaves clues, and that people who produce outstanding results do specific things to create those results. I believed that if I precisely duplicated the actions of others, I could reproduce the same quality of results that they had. And this is by a guy called Tony Robbins. It's probably one of the greatest now as we speak, motivational and philosopher is what I would call it. So I'll continue reading. One of the great things about living in today's world of abundance and opportunity, and I will agree there's plenty of opportunities and we live in an abundant world, okay, is that almost anything you want to do has already been done by someone else. It doesn't matter whether it's losing weight, running a marathon, starting a business, becoming financially independent, triumphing over breast cancer, or hosting the perfect dinner party. Someone has already done it and left clues in the form of books, manuals, audio, video programs, university classes, online courses, seminars, workshops, and YouTube stuff like this. Plenty clues have been left. So now your question, if you want some ideas, some clues, how you're going to move, is where do you find these clues? How do you bring it all together? So you'll be asking, who's already done what it is you want to do? If you want to retire a millionaire, for instance, there are hundreds of books ranging from the automatic millionaire to the 1-minute millionaire. I read one, Millionaire Next Door, a long time ago. That really blew my mind. And it's a good one for you to look at. If you want to have a better relationship with your spouse, you can read. There's so many books that you can read. Virtually everything you want to do, you can find them in books. I know people don't like reading, but it's actually one of the best ways in which you can improve yourself and develop your abilities and your skills and your talents. One way in which you can add value to yourself, because when you are valuable, you are more serviceable, you are more of use to other people, and actually you become more employable, you become more easier to get on with. People want you to attract more people because you've added value to yourself. That in itself is it's a development, which is nowhere near what it is that you wanted to do. So here are 3 ways you can begin to seek out clues. Okay, seek out a teacher, a coach, a mentor, a manual, a book, an audio program, or an internet resource to help you achieve one of your major goals. So for example, what I do, I read. I've bought books in the areas that I really want to develop. I've got books in this downtime. I make sure I read maybe half an hour every day, every morning, maybe a bit more now that we're at home. But reading is an excellent way to be able to get ideas, to be able to get resources, to be able to think differently, to think outside the box. And I cannot encourage you enough. You can get some books now. If in this lockdown period where Amazon is not delivering, you can buy some audiobooks. You can get some on YouTube as well. Just listen to those, to what you get out of those books, and implement some of the strategies, because it will help you a lot. Now, the second way which you can do it, you seek out someone who has already done what you want to do, and ask the person if they can you can interview him or her on how you should proceed. So find people you can join groups. There are local groups meeting. They might be in the libraries. You might have to research them a bit to find out where they are. You go out. If it's evening meetings they do, you go out there and join. Now, another resource is just maybe finding groups. I know people don't maybe like Facebook groups or do any of the social media stuff, but there's so many groups out in these areas that you can learn so much from. People are doing things. You can ask questions there. If you know some, you can support other people, because in sharing, that's how you learn and you get better. So there's groups out there that would, can help. Now, the third way is ask someone if you can shadow them for a day and watch them work, or offer to be a volunteer, assistant, or intern for someone you can learn from. Very powerful one. So you wanted to set up that restaurant, for example. Why don't you volunteer to go and help that restaurant person out? Or hairdressing. Just go, even if it means, just be a bit silly, going down there to clean the floor. Do you understand? You just begin to have a feel of what it is that you want to do. You want to work with children, volunteer to work in the nursery. You want to become a nurse, go and do some voluntary work in the hospital. You want to become a doctor, go and do some voluntary work in the hospital or in a care home, or do some voluntary work and see, because it allows you to see whether that's what you really want to do. And if that's what you want to do, you begin to see people who are doing what you're doing. You ask them questions, you shadow them, and you're just then beginning to get the basics of what it is that you want to do. So so let's get on. Why people don't seek out clues. And it's one of the reasons why I'm doing this video. It never occurs to us to do it. Because, face it, what did we learn in school about, wanting to think outside the box, wanting to be successful, wanting to do things differently? School taught us to go to school, find a job will, and get a pension at the end, and that's it. But if you've got to a point where the skills that you've got and the knowledge you've got is brought you where you are and you're a bit stuck, and you don't have any more because you don't know. So it's up to you out there to go and find the clues. For some people, it's inconvenient. They might not have the time. Don't want to, maybe drive across town to go and seek the advice or do the voluntary work or join that group. It's inconvenient for some people. For some others, and I know certainly that used to apply to me, it's asking others for help was something that was so difficult for me to do. We are just afraid to ask because we're afraid of rejection, so we don't do it. Okay. For some people, all we need to do is to begin to just sit down and think laterally and begin to join the dots. For some people, that's all that is needed. For some people, sitting down and doing the thinking itself, they find it's too much work, too much effort, couldn't be bothered. Why would I want to do it when I could be, having a chat with my friends, watching football and doing whatever. So they just simply not do it. But if you want your life to change, if you want to be different, you've got to be willing to change. If you want something different out of life, you just need to do things slightly differently. Because if you do not change now, if you're not willing to do things differently and to change, why should your life change? Why should it change if you do nothing different? So, in conclusion, to summarize it in 2 seconds, if you want something new, you want something different, you want to be successful, the clues are out there for all. It's up to you and me to go and find out those clues, find out those strategies, find out those techniques, principles, and apply them. Apply them now, apply them consistently. Move on and see how your life will change. When you turn back in a year's time to look at your life, see, you would have moved on from where you were, struggling, to where you're now, achieving, working, enjoying, moving towards your aims. So thank you very much. If you're new to my channel, consider subscribing to my channel, share, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.